Hi guys, this is Lada from Astrology.com with your monthly horoscopes for November 2016, shooting from Chill, California. And before I start the monthly horoscope, a quick announcement. Those of you who missed my webinar with Trifon about the astrology of lovers and the astrology of marriage using ancient astrology techniques, which you won't find anywhere. These are ones that we're rediscovering recently, and they work amazingly. Those people knew their astrology in the past. Those people, they created astrology after all. So these are methods that are very different of compatibility, and once you learn this method, you need nothing of the complicated synastry, interaspects, the complicated compatibility techniques we use in the West now. So if you missed that webinar with me and Trifon, here is the link for it. And if you missed my webinar with Marina on astrological configuration, there is a link as well for it. This is about the foundation of your horoscope. You don't need to know any astrology, but in that webinar we explain what is the foundation of your horoscope, what configuration is your horoscope consists of. And that will show your destiny in life. That will show some people have a destiny to succeed in the first part of their life. They have like a horoscope that reminds like an umbrella. Another people have a horoscope that reminds like a boat. They have a destiny to succeed in the second part of their life. Some people have a destiny to succeed in outward, a very out and about in the world through careers, through interactions with others. They have one type of configuration of horoscopes. Figures, they're like figures. Other people have a destiny to kind of succeed in life through you know, through creativity and art, through more personal experiences rather than being out there in the world. So we'll talk about all that. So some people are here to take a break in this lifetime, to take it easy and to just enjoy the rewards from previous past lifetimes, basically. This is like the Grand Trine horoscope. So some people are here to work really hard and to really manifest on the material level and break through old habits like the Grand Square. And we're going to talk all those possible manifestations, configurations. We talked about that. If you missed that webinar, check it, and it's fantastic. The responses are amazing. And for November webinars, I'm doing 2 new webinars. And November is a kind of a grim month, as we know, because November we're more introverted, we're willing to look into the mysteries and secrets and more psychologically in depth. So I'm gonna make a webinar, making a webinar on the first Sunday of on the 6th of November, the first Sunday, on Saturn. All about Saturn in the natal horoscopes and also Saturn's transits. We're gonna talk what your karma is with Saturn, what your most difficult lessons with Saturn are. We're gonna talk how Saturn behaves in different houses, in different aspects with planets. We're gonna talk when Saturn improves, how you can improve, how you can master Saturn. Saturn is also connected to your career, and how you can really improve those most difficult lessons, which are connected also to past lifetimes. And then on Sunday the 27th of November, I'm doing a webinar for the nodes of the moon, Rahu and Ketu, about past life karma, current life karma, about what the nodes mean specifically in your horoscope, what they mean if they're with other planets, what they mean in certain houses, the esoteric meaning, the Western and the Vedic meaning of those 2 nodes and how they manifest in life. So these are Ketu, Rahu and Saturn are the 3 most complicated and difficult positions in one's horoscope, and we're gonna master them during the month of Scorpio in November, because Scorpio is about diving deep and tackling challenging topics. Leo, November 2016. And guys, I've been saying for all the signs that this month is going to be such a walk in the park, as they say, because there are no difficult cosmic configurations happening between the planets. There are no planets fighting it out in difficult aspects. There are no retrograde planets making you repeat old lessons. There is no clash of or kind of negative planets on important points in the sky. So how do I call it? This month is a bit like a break. For all of us, basically astrologically, all the planets are moving direct, the important planets at least. So it means that you can start new things, you can begin new things, and that's for all the signs, not only for Leo. But it's just good to know. It's good time for marriage, especially while the moon is growing, which is while the moon is in the first 15 days. Good time to initiate business, good time to start a new project, good time to do anything which you want to be lasting in your life, because all the important planets are moving direct. So whether it's a website, whether it's a relationship, websites would be Mercury, Venus would be relationship, new business would be Saturn of some sort, or Mercury, you know, on Mars, whatever new projects you want to do. Guys, this is the month, November, and especially till the 15th of November or 16th, till the full moon, because this is when the moon is growing and it's best for us to start things after the moon starts growing. So after the second, third of November onwards till the middle of November, fantastic time for new beginnings. And now, because there is nothing to warn you about, no serious clashes, no retrograde planets, it's kind of as if we have a bit more free will, and the planets are like, they're giving us like the wind behind in our back, they're pushing us in the direction we want to go forward. We're not going backwards, we're not revising old lessons, we're not, you know, going over old things, we're going into new territories. So now let's see how in particular all the planets are affecting the sun. And actually there is planets all over, like they're not concentrated in one part of the space, so it's like energy is not so focused in just one specific theme for one's life. And this is for everyone, but most of the planets, particularly for Leos, are below the horizon. Only Mars is in the 7th house, which is kind of on the horizon. So, but all the other planets will be invisible for Leo, so to speak, which means that there is much more activity happening on the inside. Planets below the horizon in the horoscope, if this is Leo, then most of the planets are situated here. 3rd house for Leo, Libra, in 4th house, family, in 5th house, personal private affairs, in 6th house, perfecting one's skills, you know, and then 7th house, which are all below the horizon. So it's a bit more introverted month in a sense as well. Maybe no, I know Leos like to be center stage and to be exposed out there, whether it's your ascendant or your moon. But there is a lot of depth to you this month because all of the planets are activated underneath. So for example, there is a strong activation of your family life because the Sun and Mercury for a big part of the month, to around the middle of the month in particular, are in your 4th house. So they indicate that there might be some renewal of communications with family. For example, Mercury is communication. There is a new moon in your 4th house of family starting from the beginning of November. So maybe renewal of any themes of property, place of living, relocation. You might be paying more attention to your family, or your family might demand more attention. You might be paying more attention to your property or anything to do with property or arranging matters of property. Anything to do with your parents, anything to do with your family that you created as well. Anything to do with your personal life, so to speak, and with feelings, looking more in depth, paying attention to your feelings, tending to your soul, so to speak, you know, more private matters, so to speak. And then towards the second part of the month, especially, you know, in the last 10 days or in the last 15 days, kind of the Mercury first move into your 5th house, and then in the last week the Sun moves actually into your 5th house as well. So the mood becomes much more upbeat, and there is also a theme of having fun during that month as well, because the 5th house is about entertainment, but personal entertainment. Whether it's you having a personal hobby that you love, like whether it's you going to the movies, or you going to the beach, or whether it's you doing pottery, or whether it's you writing a book, or whatever it is that you consider like a passion of yours, like a hobby, it's also strongly supported for you Leos in this month, because Venus will be in your 5th house for a little bit, then the Sun, then Mercury from the so Venus is in your 5th house of hobbies and love affairs and children till the 13th of November, which means that you can go on a lucky date, for example, till the 13th of November. You can have more pleasant experiences in romantic and in sharing love, or more pleasant experiences from your children that come, like children gladden your heart, bring some joy to you, for example, if you have your own children, or some creative projects facilitated by Venus till the 13th of till the 13th of November, because 5th house rules your creative projects. So if you have your own business, this is again the 5th house, or investing time in your own business, Venus makes sure that things work out as you want, in a harmonious, in a well-balanced way, with ease, to the 13th of November. And as I said, 5th house is also romance and children. And then from the 13th of November, Mercury goes into your 5th house, so better communication with children, better way of communicating your creative ideas, better ability to organize and plan your business, if you have a personal business where you're the boss, or better ability to plan and organize your creative ideas in some way and to implement them practically, which is Mercury, almost till the end of the month. And also better communications with lovers and children in some sort, you know. So that's good. Because you've been having Saturn for the past 2 years in your 5th house, Leos, maybe those areas of your life were a bit more stressful for you, more demanding. But this month, like, good planets come and join Saturn. And Saturn will be there in your 5th house for 1 more year. And Saturn is the planet that tests us in regards to whether it's children, in regards to your passions, in regards to your creative hobbies, in regards to business if you have, or in regards to your love life. They either put some blockages to test us and make us be more restrained, or make us reconsider matters. But in particular, you get like a breather in November in regards to those themes, because first Venus, then Mercury, 2 good planets transit your 5th house. So kind of brighten things, lighten them up there in regards to those topics a little bit. And then the Sun passes there, renewing that area of your life. Especially in December, the Sun will be very strong there in the 5th house. Okay, what else is happening? You're having Mars from around the 10th, I think. So from the 10th of November, Mars enters your 7th house, Leos. So like I, for example, have the Moon in Leo in the 24th degree out of 30 degrees. So I'm not going to feel Mars immediately in my 7th house of relationships, but towards the end, which would be more towards December, mid-December, late December, when Mars is towards the last degrees. But basically from the 10th of November onwards, for about a month, month and a half, Mars will be in your 7th house, Leos. 7th house from Sun, Moon or Ascendant. So that happens once every 2.5 years for about a month, month and a half, that Mars is in your 7th house, and creates some pressure on you from others, because 7th house is relationship. For example, if you have clients, these are 7th house relationships, they can be more angry, there can be some little crisis you have to deal with, especially for the 1 week during which Mars transits exactly opposite your Sun, or exactly opposite your Mars, or exactly opposite your Moon, or exactly opposite your 7th Ascendant. For this you need to know the degrees of your Sun, Moon or Ascendant. But let's keep in mind that from the 10th of November for about a month and for about 5-6 weeks, Mars will be in your 7th house of relationships. So any one of those 6 weeks, one of the weeks will especially be most stressful when it comes to relationships. So how does Mars stress us? By creating some arguments, for example, by clients annoying you, partner annoying you, or you reacting more impatiently with partners and clients, or more impatiently with business partners or personal partners. Sometimes this increases the sex drive by, though. This is the raw sexuality, Mars rules it, so you can feel friskier, and you can deal with that more intense energy of Mars by having a bit more sex with your partner, or if you have a fight, sorting it out in the bed, you know what I mean. But when it comes to your business relationships or your not personal relationships in life, you kind of have to keep in mind that for 1 week there will be like agent provocateurs in your life. You either attract more bossy people, people that seem more angry, or people that kind of stress you more. There might be some kind of a testing and stress to a relationship. And because Mars will quickly pass through that 7th house, it's not going to get retrograde there. This is not likely to indicate the end of a relationship for you. For example, like Mars was retrograde in Scorpio for for quite a few months now in 2016, and if Scorpio happened to be in your 7th house from Sun, Moon or Ascendant, many people had basically partnerships end and cut off. But because Mars passes through the 7th house quickly, but definitely there is a possibility to piss people off and people to piss you off. So I advise you, starting from the 10th of November for about a month or 5-6 weeks the most, when something irritates you, or someone in particular, partners of some sort, instead of reacting immediately, unless it's a crisis situation and you have to take the lead and react, then go for it, because Mars can help us react very urgently in situations where you have to kind of some crisis situation with clients or whatever. But if it's interpersonal relationships, try not to overreact. Take a breather. Instead of reacting today, don't write that angry email. Don't slap that person. Don't say something negative. Just count to 10 and maybe wait till the next day before you answer, or maybe ask for someone to give you an advice, or someone to hold you back, or write the email for you instead of answering back, because every time I have Mars in the 7th house, guys, I go and do something and I regret it, and I've learned like, don't overreact then. And when I know Mars is going to be in my 7th house, I just allow my business partner or my partner, I warn them first of all, and second of all, I ask, you know, when someone annoys me, I ask for an advice from someone, or I kind of try not to react quickly, and I might not respond to the email for a few days, because usually I regret it after that. Some mini crisis forms. Okay, so keep that in mind. But also it might be very good for you to combine with a person in some project that requires both of you to put a lot of energy in that project, because Mars is where we're energized. So for the next month and a half, from the 10th of November onwards, if you want to do something with another, first of all, know that other people will be more competitive around you. Overall, the people around you in your life, whether it's your partners, business partners, people you meet, will be more Mars-like in quality. They can press your buttons more easily, they can aggravate you, you can react more strongly to them. At the same time, they might be a bit more bossy, a bit more demanding, a bit like Aries, you know, kind of pressing your buttons as well. But also they might be very dynamizing, electrifying for you. So if you need someone to give you stimulus for drive to do something, you have to turn to another person. And you have to turn, usually it will be partners or other people, that will be the one that gives you the driving engine for action and activities of some sort. So if you're able to make compromise and work on someone together on a project, Mars in the 7th house can be very useful, as long as you're not competing between each other, as long as you're okay that there is going to be some tension between the two people. But otherwise can be very, for example, having the Mars in the 7th house from Sun, Moon or Ascendant can be a great time to start working out with a partner, a great time to dynamically discuss change of contract with partnerships, and to make some dynamic changes. So for example, to work together with a partner on some project, especially if you're involving both a lot of energy and sorting out some problem together. So yeah, that's kind of how Mars in the 7th house can act out. And what else? You're gonna have, yeah, I think that's overall, you know, that's kind of focused on family, and then focus on relationships through Mars for longer actually than a month, for about a month and a half. And this 5th house is also activated, the 5th house of romance, of friendship and creativity. So anyway, thank you so much, Leo. Hope that was helpful for you. And I'm Vlada from Astrology.com, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you next month.